Hi, I want to tell you about a book I just read. It's called Hope Matters by Elin Kelsey. There you can see it's endorsed by Jane Goodall, the chimpanzee lady and environmental advocate. Anyway, it's got my mind spinning. It's just unreal the hope that it gives for the despair a lot of people are feeling about the environment. And a lot of this stuff we don't talk about. It goes around in our heads, but we don't really have discussions with a lot of people about it, about our feelings about the environment. A lot of us are stressed about it. Some of us are really stressed. People, even young people, 9 years old, are having nightmares, and it's horrible what's happening to some people. And this book, I started reading about climate anxiety, eco anxiety. There's all sorts of terms: eco grief, solastalgia. You can look these things up, and uh, it's I found three books on Amazon that deal with the emotions around climate anxiety. Not things you can do to help, like actions you can take to help, physically help save the environment. Although they'll mention stuff like that for sure, but books just simply on like anxiety, your emotions. I found three on Amazon, and this book, Hope Matters by Ellen Kelsey, it by far of the three that I've read so far has it is powerful. She says that the media, unknowingly or knowingly, is giving us too many images and stories, negative stories about the environment. It's been shown in studies that if you give people too much pessimism, too much doom and gloom, they will head towards inaction. They may want to take action, but they'll feel hopeless and helpless about it. You can teach this in dogs. It's called learned helplessness. You can get that taught to dogs. They've done studies about that where dogs could, if they knew, they, they'd set them up in scenarios where they could actually do something, some action in a study, but they've been taught that they're helpless, so the dogs won't take action. Whereas the other dogs that weren't taught helplessness, they do take action. They do the whatever obstacle or whatever thing they have to do in the study. So this is happening in people. That's what Ellen says. This is happening in people. Millions of us are taking action. There are millions of organizations helping with the environment. Millions. But there are also millions of us who have been led towards inaction. And she says negative stories about the media with no solutions offered are helping to cause this. That's a huge thing. So she says, be conscious of what you're taking in with the media. Look for positive stories. She's all about positive stories about the environment. She created hashtag ocean optimism. There's also hashtag earth optimism and hashtag conservation optimism. And these are where you can look up positive stories about the environment. And she says, if you are looking at news, look to see if it is a bad news story. Look for a solution at the end. Do they offer a solution, something you can do? That's at least something. She also says we don't have to be totally happy about the environment to take action. We can be upset, we can be mad, we can be angry, we can be anxious, but we can still take action. She says a lot of us do that. We get angry, but then we do something about it. And she really encourages us to take action and not feel hopeless and helpless. This is a powerful, powerful book. I think all school kids should read it. I think if you're a human being on this planet, you should read it. It's I read it all. I read it yesterday, and I and I finished it this morning. Powerful. I've never felt so charged up. She says that so a lot of the book she talks about all the positive things going on in the environment, trends that are happening. She says that we we tend to think of to solve the environment, it's something we have to do in the future that it hasn't started yet. She says it has started. It started a long time ago, and we're deep in the midst of it. Solar power is now the cheapest source of electricity in the world. She goes on and on about all these trends that are happening, and it's and then this one guy, Paul Romer, he's a Nobel Prize winner, and he said, you know, the environment, reducing carbon emissions, is something that's entirely humanly possible. We can do this. He says, when we do this, we'll look back on it and say, he says, we'll be surprised when we realize that it wasn't as hard as we anticipated. Oh, yeah, we did that. Like we look back now on acid rain. Oh, yeah, we did that. It wasn't as bad for me as an individual as I thought. Or the ozone layer. We did that. We look back on it. Yeah, we did that. And for me as an individual, it wasn't that hard. I didn't do much about the ozone hole, or acid rain. I these people are working on them, and things happen. So I hope that might help some of you with anxiety. I made this video because it's on the environment because it's such a huge topic for all of us, and a lot of us are feeling anxious about it. I try to give mental health tips on my Mind Aid platform here, and I'm hoping that'll help some of you. There's another book, The Climate Anxiety, the Field Guide to Climate Anxiety by Sarah Jaquette Ray. That's another good one. That's very good. Another thing that's David Attenborough's Netflix movie that came out in 2020, A Life on Our Planet. It's his witness statement, what he witnessed in his 95 years on this planet, and also the last half hour is his advice for the planet. That has been a huge source of inspiration for me. That's what's been going through my head the last couple months or so with reading into the environment and how we can change things and give hope. I'd really like to give hope to people that people are working on this. I know if you've got a mental illness, you may feel you can't do anything. I totally get you. I was there. I couldn't do many things I wanted to do for years because I was too sick. I want to make it clear that people are working on this. Millions of people are. We're deep in the middle of it, and they say that this is entirely possible. David Attenborough, in A Life on Our Planet, says environmentalists are saying it's not all doom and gloom. We might be able to do this. This is very possible. So I hope that's of some help to you.